It's season already.
All right, y'all. We give praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shamaim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life. And they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. And if another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writing, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise to Abba and Shamaim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Let's get this. Job 16 and 19 says,
Behold, my witnesses, also now behold, my witnesses and Shamaim, and my record is on high.
Hosea 12 and 10. Peace, brother.
I have also spoken by the prophets. I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets.
Romans 16:25.
Now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel in the preaching of Yahushua HaMashiach, according to the revelation of the mystery, which was kept secret since the world began, but now is made manifest, and by the scriptures of the prophets, according to the commandment of the everlasting Elohim, made known to all nations for the obedience and faith.
And Revelation 19 and 20.
And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see, you do it not. I'm your fellow servant, and I'm your brethren that had the testimony of Yahushua. Worship Elohim, for the testimony of Yahushua, the Ruach of prophet.
All right, let's hit Deuteronomy 20 and 1. And we'll come in the second half of Jeremiah 6 shortly. Go ahead.
When you go out to battle against your enemies and see horses and chariots and the people more than you, be not afraid of them.
Be not what?
Be not afraid of them.
Why?
For Yahuwah your Elohim is with you.
But did what?
Brought you up out of the land of Egypt. And it shall be, when you are come near unto the battle, if the priest shall approach and speak unto the people.
What are you going to say?
Say unto them, Hear, O Yasharal, you approach this day unto battle against your enemies.
What's going to happen?
Let not your hearts faint. Fear not. Do not tremble. Neither be you terrified because of them.
Because why?
For Yahuwah your Elohim is he that go with you.
To do what?
To fight for you against your enemies.
So pause. That's what I want you to do. I want you to go to Psalms 149 and verse 3. Psalms 149 and 3. After that, the Epistle of Jude, verse 13. What it do, Tavon, man?
Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp.
That's right.
For who will take pleasure in his people, he will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in esteem. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Elohim be in their mouth.
And what else?
And a two-edged sword in their hand.
Why?
To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all the saints.
This is what I want to do. Before you go to Epistle of Jude, go to Joel chapter 3, man, verse 9. Joel 3 and 9.
Proclaim you this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about.
Why?
There cause your mighty ones to come down, O Yahuwah. Let the heathen be wakened and come to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put you in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full.
Press is what?
It's full.
What else?
The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great.
Come on.
Multitudes in the valley of decision. The day of Yahuwah is near in the valley of decision.
It is.
The sun and the moon shall be darkened. The stars shall withdraw their shining. Yahuwah also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem. Shamahim and Yerad shall shake, but Yahuwah will be the hope of his people.
He'll be the what?
The hope of his people.
And what else?
The strength of the children of Yasharal.
Now come on back, and I want you to read 20 and 3 of Deuteronomy one more time.
And shall say unto them, Hear, O Yasharal, you approach this day unto battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint, fear not, and do not tremble, neither be you terrified because of them.
Why?
For Yahuwah your Elohim is he that go with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you.
Now, you heard how he said that there's all this stuff going to go down, but he said he'll be the strength and hope of his people. Now, go to the Epistle of Jude. Because we can see the same thing in Exodus 14. Where it says, be still, because Yahuwah going to go fight for you. Because that's what verse 4 tells you. He going before you to fight the battle. So there's no need to have any fear. Continue.
Raging waves of the sea foaming out of their own shame, wandering stars to whom is reserved blackness of darkness forever.
That's right.
And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied to these saying,
What he prophesied?
The Lord come with 10,000s of his saints
to
execute judgment upon all, to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against them. These are murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lusts, and their mouths speak great swelling words, having men's persons in admiration because of advantage.
Tell them what admiration and advantage is, and why they speak great swelling words.
Admiration is the mazel. That's to wonder at, to marvel, to be had in admiration.
Go ahead. Advantage.
Ophelia, that's usefulness, advantage, profit, benefit.
See, he said they use these people to their benefit. That's why they're telling them lies. So as long as they can, what's happening with you, bro? So as long as they can get over on them, that's what that's referring to. That's a whole nother conversation. But nevertheless, Revelation 14:9, man.
And the third Malachim followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Elohim.
What else?
Which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation.
What else?
He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the Kadash Malachim, in the presence of the Lamb.
What else?
And the smoke of their torment ascend up forever and ever. They have no rest, day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, whosoever receive the mark of his name. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Elohim and the faith of Yahushua.
Go ahead.
And I heard a voice from Shamim saying unto me, Right, Baruch are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, saith the Ruach, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them.
Go ahead.
And I looked and behold a white cloud, and upon the white cloud sat one like unto the Son of Man.
What he had in his
hand?
hand?
On his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle.
And what else?
And another Malachim came up out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, Thrust in your sickle and reap, for the time is come for you to reap, for the harvest of the rats is ripe. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the rats, and the rats was reaped. And another Malachim came out of the temple, which is in Shamaim, and he also had a sharp sickle. And another Malachim came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry.
We looking at this in the regards of, obviously, he's coming to execute wrath. The main focus is that Yahuwah is going before you to fight. You don't need to be scared of your enemies, because he said he will go forth against your enemies to save you. And that's what you're hearing right here. Continue on, sir.
Another Malachim came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud voice, or cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, Thrust in your sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the arats, for our grapes are fully ripe.
Fully ripe.
And the Malachim thrust in his sickle into the arats, and gathered the vine of the arats, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Elohim.
That's right.
And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress.
How much blood?
Even unto the horse bridles by the space of 1,600 furlongs.
Now that's good. Let's come back to verse 5 of Deuteronomy 20.
And the officer shall speak unto the people, saying, What man is there that have built a new house?
That have built a what?
A new house.
And if not, what?
Dedicated.
Tell them what dedicated it means, man.
That's kanak. To initiate or discipline, to train up, to dedicate, to inaugurate.
Y'all know what it means to inaugurate something? You done watched it on TV, ain't you? What it mean to inaugurate? Y'all got Google now. You got to wait on me to Google. You been to an inauguration? You been to orientation? That's supposed to be that was fun. What orientation you been to? At nigga university?
No.
Notice it said it's to be sworn in. Now think about that. What man is there that have built a new house and have not sworn it in? Glover got the whole setup back there. That boy ready to roll. Listen. How are we going to take this here in this direction? I want you to go to Hebrews chapter 3 and verse 1. Benjamin, I ain't never heard you act like that before, son.
Saying, wherefore could I, brethren, partakers of the heavenly calling, consider the apostle and our high priest of our profession, Mashiach Yahushua, who was faithful to him that appointed him, as also Moses was faithful in all his house.
That's right.
For this man was counted worthy of more esteem than Moses, and as much as he who had built the house had more honor than the house. For every house is built by some, but he that built all things is Elohim. Moses truly was faithful in all his house, as a servant, for a testimony of those things which will be spoken after. But a Mashiach as a son over his own house, whose house are we? If we hold fast.
So now my question is, he said, the officer shall speak, saying, what man have built a new house and have not sworn it in? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in battle and another man dedicate it. How you going to relate that to this man's testimony? Now you got another one, verse 6, obviously say, what man is he that have planted a vineyard and have not yet eaten of it? Let him also go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle and another man eat of it. What man is there that have betrothed a wife and have not taken her? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle and another man take her. Oh, you act just like your cousin. Give him the definition of betrothed, would you, sir? I thought this would be pretty easy for you.
Verse 5, what came to my mind is what he said in John 2 about him. They were like restoring the temple. He's going to rebuild it.
Indeed. But now you have to sit back and look at what house did he build that he hasn't dedicated yet.
Betrothal, a Ross, betrothed to engage for matrimony.
To engage for matrimony. So this is what we're going to do. 2 Corinthians chapter 3. Is it chapter 3? No, it's not. It's 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 1. We'll deal with the betrothed. Then we'll come back and deal with the vineyard, and then all the way up to built the new house. We read Hebrews 3 because you the new house. But then you'd have to sit back and look at how is this new house being built. And there's a little pieces of nuance contained in that here and there, you know. But nevertheless, 2 Corinthians 11 and 1.
Saying, would to Elohim, you can bear with me a little in my folly, and indeed bear with me. For I'm jealous over you with godly jealousy. For I've espoused you to one husband.
I've done what?
Espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to a Mashiach.
Now, I want y'all to remember something. Him at his return, he ain't taking his wife yet. No, he go to war and he's gathering, and his wife is being gathered. Now, do you recall what it says in Ezekiel 38? What piece of information is in Ezekiel 38? That is correct. But as it pertains to this man and his wife, what is the most pertinent piece of information? Yeah, that's in Deuteronomy when they say you got a year to cheer up your wife. Go to Ezekiel 38 and 8. I know it'd probably be hard to remember because it's obscure. That's it.
That the many days you shall be visited in the latter years.
In the what years?
In the latter years, you shall come into the land that is brought back from the sword.
Now pause. Now I want you to go to Zechariah 14:1 because I had it in my mind earlier when we were reading about be easy, fear not, faint not, because he's going to fight for you. You know what I'm talking about? And Zechariah 14 is going to elucidate on that a little bit more. Go ahead.
Behold, the day of Yahuwah come, your spoil shall be divided in the midst of you. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem in battle. The city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, the women ravished, and the half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall Yahuwah go forth and fight against those nations as he fought in the day of battle. His feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east, and the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof toward the east and toward the west. There shall be a very great valley. Half of the mountain shall remove toward the north, the other half of it toward the south.
Go ahead.
You shall flee to the valley of the mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach unto us all. Yea, you shall flee, like as you fled from before the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Yehuda. And Yahuwah Elohim shall come, and all the saints with you. It shall come to pass in that day that the light shall not be clear nor dark. But it shall be one day which shall be known to Yahuwah, not day nor night. But it shall come to pass that at evening it shall be light.
What else?
It shall be in that day that living water shall go out from Jerusalem.
Now that's good. Now, who would say Yahuwah was going to come with?
Saints.
And what they coming to do? The fight, is it not? So this is taking this into account because yes, the people get gathered up, but when he's fought these people, and this is where Gog and Magog come in. This man's not coming into no new battle because he's dedicating a new house. He's just took a new wife. You know what I'm saying? He's just planted a new vineyard. Come to I ain't what it was. I had it in my brain. Give me a second. Oh, Ezekiel 38:8.
After many days you shall be visited. In the latter years you shall come into the land that is brought back from the sword.
Brought back from the what?
From the sword.
That's why we read Zechariah 14. And that's why we were reading Joel 3. And that's why we read Revelation 14. For you to understand that that's the land brought back from the sword. Because that's also, remember, it told you that the beasts were ruled by his sword. What did it tell you that Esau would rule by? His sword. So this is when the land is being brought back from he that ruled with the sword. Continue.
And is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Yasharal, which have been always waste.
Now, just this is for informational purposes to be as detailed as possibly can. Genesis 49:7. Was probably 8. Genesis 49:8. And then after that, Matthew 24:21.
Yehuda, you are whom your brethren shall praise. Your hand shall be in the neck of your enemies. Your father's children shall bow down before you. Yehuda is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, you are gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
Go ahead.
The scepter shall not depart from Yehuda,
nor
lawgiver from between his feet,
until
Shiloh come,
and unto him
shall the gathering of the people be.
Unto him
shall the gathering of the people be.
Now we go to Matthew 24:21. Go ahead.
Then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. And they said those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is a Mashiach, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Mashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much, that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before, wherefore if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning come out of the east and shine even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
What up?
For wheresoever the carcasses, there will the eagles be gathered together.
Therefore, wherever the what?
The carcasses, there will the eagles be gathered together.
Now, the sword symbolizes the ability to inflict death versus power. When you see power, he usually uses the imagery of iron and brass. You know what I'm saying? The sword represents literally that, the inflicting of death. I want you to look at something in the Exodus 19:4. Its forth is the eagle's wings. or wherever the carcass be gathered, you know what I'm saying? They say, gather you like an eagle, and this, that, then the third. Because he says that. And that's the same thing that's mentioned in Revelation 12. As forth as when the serpent went to make war with the woman and the remnant of her seed. Go ahead.
You have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bear you on eagle's wings and brought you unto myself.
Bearing you on the eagle's wings is just the aspect of flying you out of there. It's symbolic of deliverance, salvation, if you would. What was that? Back to Ezekiel 38.
And after many days you shall be visited. In the latter years you shall come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountain of Yasharal, which have always been waste, but is brought forth out of the nations. They shall dwell safely, all of them.
Brought forth out of the what?
Out of the nations.
And they'll dwell what?
Safely.
Go ahead.
You shall ascend and come like a storm. You shall be like a cloud to cover the land, you and all your bands and many people with you. Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim. It shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into your mind. You shall think an evil thought. You shall say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages.
The land of what?
Of unwalled villages.
And what happened?
I will go to them that are at rest.
And what happened?
Safely, all of them dwelling without walls, having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil, to take a prey, to turn your hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods and dwell in the midst of the land.
Gotten what?
Gotten cattle and goods.
Go there.
That dwell in the midst of the land.
Go ahead.
Sheba and Dedan and the merchants of Tarshish with all the young lions thereof shall say unto you, are you come to take a spoil? Have you gathered your company to take a prey? To carry away silver and gold, to take away cattle and goods, to take a great spoil. Therefore, son of man, prophesy and say unto Gog, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, in that day, when my people of Yasharal dwell safely, shall you not know it? You shall come from your place out of the north parts, you and many people with you, all of them riding upon horses, a great company and a mighty army. You shall come up against my people of Yasharal as a cloud to cover the land. It shall be in the latter days, I will bring you against my land, that the heathen may know when I shall be sanctified in you, O Gog, before their eyes. Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, are you he of whom I have spoken in old time by my servants, the prophets of Yasharal, which prophesied in those days many years that I will bring you against them? It shall come to pass at the same time when Gog shall come against the land of Yasharal, saith Yahuwah Elohim, that my fury shall come up in his face. For in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Yasharal.
Now we ain't got to go through the rest because he say he'll rain down fire and brimstone, so on and so forth. I want you to read Deuteronomy 24 and 5, though, because I reference you. Go ahead and read it.
When a man have taken a new wife, he shall not go out to war, neither shall he be charged with any business, but he shall be free at home 1 year, shall cheer up his wife which he hath taken.
Now, verses 5, 6, and 7 pertain to this very matter. And this is just dealing with Mashiach coming into his kingdom. He won't be charged with any business. He won't go out to battle because he just built a new house, planted a vineyard, and he just had a betrothed wife. He go to war and die. Somebody else can take her. Now we know, of course, he's not going to actually die. That's not the point. And how do we know this? Revelation 19 and 15. That he coming out to war. Remember, he coming back with war. And then the wife is being gathered at the same time. Once the war is complete, then he sits down with his wife for a day, or AKA what we would call 1,000 years. And that's why you see the fire coming down from heaven, because he ain't got to fight Gog and Magog. He got to sit back and cheer up his wife. He just betrothed a new wife. He just planted a new vineyard. What he told you, he wouldn't drink with you till he did it in the kingdom. He said, I won't drink this wine with you till we drink it new in the kingdom. Shalom, says Regina. You know what I'm saying? Fresh vineyard planted. The fresh house being built. Remember, he said you would come into his kingdom and you would have a name that no man knew except he that gave it. Remember that in the dead of the Mashiach rise first. So this is a new house that's being built. He ain't even sworn it in yet. So we can't do that right now. If that makes sense. Go ahead.
Saying out of his mouth go a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. He shall tread the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty Elohim.
Because that's his first objective. His first objective is to execute the wrath. That's why you see that's why you see his wrath and his salvation is kind of intertwined together, if you would. Because you can't have one without the other in this instance. But once the war is complete, he takes his wife. So see, pause. Where can we see a scripture or example of this very same thing? A man who was betrothed to a woman, went to war, and then took his wife after the war. Sit up, son. You. Y'all don't recall? Maybe this will help you out. Wee Wee was involved. It's kind of broad, man. It was.
I know that's it.
That ain't help you out. I need specifics, not generalities.
David, Saul promised David his daughter. He had to go get forced.
Shalom, Brother Craig. So you were
1 Samuel 30 when he got his 2 eyes back.
he remembered that when the wee wee was involved, huh? No, that helped him out and narrowed it down, didn't it?
Nah, I was gonna say that you said it. I ain't need to hit.
You ain't need to hit. How many of y'all in here believe that?
I believe it.
Look, Muffin Man believe it. It's got to be true then. The Muffin Man wouldn't lie, would you, Muffin Man? That's right. That's right. Come over here to Samuel, man.
I was thinking it was
I can't remember where it's at. You know, that's definitely a wild request. But then also, you know why the request was made? Because he think he gonna die in the process of getting that done, which is kind of low down. Let's go to 1 Samuel 18. 1 Samuel 18 and 17. 1 Samuel 18 and 17. Go ahead, man.
And Saul said to David, "Behold, my elder daughter Merab, her will I give you to wife. Only be you valiant for me and fight Yahuwah's battle."
Fight whose battle?
Yahuwah's
And
battle.
who battles Yahushua fight? I guess you know.
For Saul said, "Let not my hand be upon him, but let the hand of the Philistines be upon him." And David said unto Saul, "Who am I, and what is my life, or my father's family, Yasharal, that I should be son-in-law to the king?"
What else?
But it came to pass at the time when Merab, Saul's daughter, Saul, should have been given to David, that she was given unto Adriel, the Maholathite, to wife.
That's dirty.
Michal, Saul's daughter, loved David, and they told Saul, and the thing pleased him. Saul said, "I will give him her, that she may be a snare to him, that the hand of the Philistines may be against him." Wherefore Saul said to David, "You shall this day be my son-in-law, and the one of the twain."
Go ahead.
Saul commanded his servants, saying, "Commune with David secretly, and say, Behold, the king hath delight in you, and all his servants love you. Now therefore be the king's son-in-law."
And Saul's servants
Spake those words in the ears of David, and David said, "Seem it to you a light thing to be a king's son-in-law, seeing that I'm a poor man and lightly esteemed?"
and the servants of Saul
Told him, saying, "On this manner spake David." Saul said, "Thus shall you say to David, the king desired not any dowry,
but a what?
100 foreskins of the Philistines,
To be what?
avenged of the king's enemies." And Saul thought to make David fall by the hand of the Philistines.
And when his servants,
Told David these words, it pleased David well to be the king's son-in-law, and the days were not expired.
wherefore,
David arose and went, he and his men, and slew the Philistines 200 men. David brought their foreskins, and gave him a full tale to the king, that he might be the king's son-in-law. Saul gave him Michal, his daughter, to wife.
and Saul saw
And knew that Yahuwah was with David, and that Michal, Saul's daughter, loved him. And Saul was yet the more afraid of David, and Saul became David's enemy continually.
Now we read that for one explicit reason. to show forth that one going into battle before taking his betrothed wife. You know what I'm saying? Now we could look at Isaiah 61:1, and we shall. Because I wanted you to recall the significance of Zechariah 14:4. In Zechariah 14:4, it says his foot was staying where, Savior? Mount of Olives. But when his foot's standing on the Mount of Olives, what is he standing on the Mount of Olives for? To go to war. Now, yeah, his wife going to be gathered along with that, but he coming back for war. Remember, Isaiah 66:15 tell you that by fire and the sword, the slain of Yahuwah shall slay all flesh, or plead with many, and or whatever the case may be. Shalom, brother Ernest. A lot of people going to die. Jeremiah 25:34, if my memory serves me correctly, tell you there'll be dead bodies from one end of the earth to the other, and they'll be like dung on the ground. But after that is accomplished, that man is going to take his wife. The same way that David took Michal. Oh, he took your name. You ain't like Elohim, though. That's what your name means. You don't know that. Who told you that? When you looked it up? What?
I said, what is this?
I don't appreciate you sassing me.
What?
You done got pregnant, got grown. You ain't grown till you push the baby out, and then you still ain't grown.
Dang.
That's why I should have never let you come outside. Let you stay in the house.
She was grown, you gave her away.
She still ain't grown. Only in theory, not in application. Should have left you in the house watching cartoons. Let you daydream about being an adult. Give you some freedom. You don't know how to act. Shoes tied up too tight.
I like you secured. Come on, the way it's not looking like my shoes.
She's out here wearing A's.
She got untied.
New York niggas don't tie their shoes like that. You don't look like you scrubbed your shoestrings with a toothbrush. Now you looking like a poop putt. She's supposed to know where that come from.
I say that all the time.
Okay. Give you a pass. Your shoestrings ain't dirty. It could be cleaner, but they'd have to be brand new.
They don't bother me.
No, I understand, because once you got white shoestrings with white on white shoes, it's either, you have to buy new shoestrings.
They're very comfortable.
Are they? Or do you just tell yourself that?
Oh no, these are comfortable.
I don't think.
I don't know where she is.
Damn sure don't. My feet hurt. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, man. Where we at with?
Isaiah 61:1.
Go ahead.
Say the rock of Yahuwah is upon me because Yahuwah has
Oh, that's the wrong one. 63, my bad. Isaiah 63:1, my apologies.
Who is this that come from Edom?
Oh, there we go.
With dyed garments from Bozrah. rod.
What type of garment?
Dyed garments.
That blood.
And that is esteemed in his apparel, traveling in the greatest of his
See,
strength.
Paul, he esteemed it as what?
And his apparel.
Remember what we read? He said, my beloved is what and ruddy. Bright and ruddy. Come on.
Traveling in the greatest of his strength, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Mighty.
Wherefore are you red in your apparel, and your garments like him that tread in the wine fat?
The wool tread in the what?
In the wine fat.
That's two places. Well, we didn't read it in the Genesis 49, though. Come on.
Say I tried in the wine press alone. And of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury.
In my fury.
And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment.
Stain all my clothes.
The vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come.
The year of my who is come?
Of my redeemed is
now,
come.
see, that's why he told you to stand still and fear not, for you who will go to fight against your enemies to save you. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing Moses told them when Pharaoh was running down on him. He said, be still and see the salvation of Yahuwah. Just be still, baby. Be easy. You know that song? You never heard a dope boy play the piano before, have you? You don't know that song either? All you niggas need to get out. You know that record?
You know.
What record it is?
Yeah.
You know, he can stay. Massive is wild. What? You said that man was massive.
That boy was nice one.
It was nice at one point.
I said that's wow. You know that nigga can't talk straight. No, I'm like, I'm glad he didn't say that. I was like, what? That's wow. I mean, at that time, he did have a large fan base. Now he was on the upswing. I take that back. He was on the upswing. He was on the look. I know you were playing it, huh? Thought you were selling crack, huh? What you mean? You don't want to say you was ride around playing music, like daydreaming like you selling crack.
I didn't say I was daydreaming. I said I was playing.
Yeah, on the way to work. Wish I could sell drugs instead of going to work. You could have sold legal drugs, huh? Selling a nigga doggone I don't know no drugs for real. Some I don't know, man. Some Xanax, some psychotropic meds. You've been a real drug dealer at Walgreens. And he give you a nice little white bag, man. Tell you come back soon. And give you a reminder. You out of drugs? Come on back. Don't holler at me. I'll refill it. That's wild, ain't it? Come on. They damn sure be texting me talking about you need a refill. My doctor said no. No, because I got to go to my primary care physician. He got a refill. Well, that's because the emergency room made that prescription. I guess they ain't allowed to refill. I ain't missed my call, nigga. I didn't have a desire to go to pharmacy school. No, because in pharmacy school, you ain't making the dope. We was in the kitchen making the dope.
I like chemo and stuff like that. She makes the chemo medicine.
So y'all making the dope.
I wouldn't have made that. You know what I'm saying? We was in there, you know. You know the song. You know how to make dope like this. Dope. Damn, that's unfortunate. You know that record? You know that record? That Master P. Nigga had a whole album called Ghetto D. I can't blame him. That nigga was trash. I ain't the masterpiece. No, I didn't. Don't disrespect me like that. No, I didn't. Nigga, he stole that anyway. That come from the Loonies, man. Yeah, because it's West Coast stuff. You see that? You seen Friday, right? Nah, but what would Big Worm doing? Serving out the what? That's a West Coast thing. Bay Area to be specific. The Loonies that came up with that. Go ahead. And so the same way the Bay Area came up with the term simp. Like we've been saying simp for a long time. Now it's misused. No, I'm talking about the definition of the word simp. How it's used now is not the original definition. You know the original definition? What's the original definition? You shaking your head, Glory.
I was honest to think about this ice cream. Because he was just saying it. You said it before, you just said it.
Well, the original definition of simp. Shalom, Quran, peace, East, man. Nah, the first time I heard simp was 1988. Too Short was the first person I ever heard said it. Then E40 was the next person I ever heard say it. Simp is basically a fake pimp. You acting like you pimping, but you really a trick. So they called you a simp because you wasn't a real pimp. Nah, it's just like you a sucker. You a fake simp. It's not that it rhymed with pimp. It was just a term to denote the opposite of a pimp. You know, the Bay Area pimping is real big. Like it's still pimping going on out there to this day. So if you acting like, you know, you ain't a pimp, you a rest haven for hoes. You know that. That's the original term. Now it done took on to something else. You know what I'm saying? But that was the original term. You basically acting like they paying you, but you tricking. You ain't no pimp. And they say you say you ain't even a pimp. You a car thief. The one you got outside probably hot right now. You know about that door? You're a car thief. Car thief. Come on, man.
It say, and I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold.
That's
Therefore,
good. That's still in Isaiah 63. Yeah, we don't need no more of that. Let's come back over here to Revelation 20. Well, you can read, Revelation 20 and 1. I was about to say Deuteronomy 20 and 1, but Revelation 20 and 1 is what we really need. Yeah, I think now they say a simp is a man who does things for women without getting anything in return. But that ain't no simp. That's just a sucker. Yeah. I don't have no problem with no trick because the trick is somebody who's paying for a service. You know what I'm saying? Most of these dudes not paying for a service. You paying for her companionship. You's a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up with dudes that like, I want her pay her to go away. Dudes paying her to stay. You's a fool. You know what I'm saying? That's why dudes always try to tell you, it's everybody trick. If you take her out on a date, that's tricking. No, that's not. You just suck. No, I mean, if you do something for a woman with an explicit reason behind it is to get some type of sexual gratification, and then you don't get that sexual gratification, you just a sucker because you thought you could buy the woman. A trick is paying for a service. He is coming explicitly. I have this for this. You know what I'm saying? It's also different if I like to go to Roof Chris. I was going to Roof Chris on Wednesday anyway. I like her company. Come with me to Roof Chris on Wednesday. You weren't taking her there to impress her. You were taking her because this is what I do, and I just enjoy your company. But I was coming here whether you were here or not. You know what I'm saying? That's different. You know what I'm saying? That's not tricking. This is just what I do. If you fool with me, that's just what it is. But you know, the reality is everybody's life ain't like that. So that's when you hear people say, I want to go to such and such and such and such. Oh, you can't take yourself here. You don't even come here on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just tell the man I heard I wanted to hear the what was in the court filing that Brittany Renner filed, bro. This woman asked for $3,000 a month for groceries, bro. You know how old her child is? 4. Some of y'all got that many children and you ain't spending and you ain't spending $3,000 a month on groceries. What is a 4-year-old eating? Nigga, that's take mama out the dinner fund. I see that. You know how sad that is, man? That woman say her only income is her child support check. He paid her $5,500 a month. She said that's her only income. That's pathetic. $5,500 a month. And she moved to California and she said her rent $5,000. Well, no, I mentioned that because that's the new racket now. See, listen, right? And this is a true story. See, y'all think Cassie did all that because she just wanted vindication. That hoe was broke. You know what I'm saying? So she sued that man for them $30 million because she ain't had no bread. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it was good. Now I'm broke. I'm finna sue this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Now the feds was already on this trail to begin with. So that's a whole nother conversation. It's the same token. Tiger Woods was with a woman. See, he learned from his first wife. I told y'all about this here. No, he put it in his mama's name. He did what a lot of rich people do. Travis Hunter did the same when he bought his house. See, Travis Hunter bought his house in an LLC. You know what I'm saying? That way, if they can't come for him. What Tiger Woods did, which is what a lot of people do, he put his house in a trust, and he's the trustee of the house because she tried to sue him for him to let her stay there or to give her back rent. You know what I'm saying? But because the house was in a trust, she couldn't do nothing because technically Tiger Woods didn't own it. But what she was trying to do was, since you didn't marry me, I'm trying to get the wife benefits from a divorce without being married. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because what Brittany Renner trying to do is take, and Tyrese is the one who put that out there. You're trying to make child support become alimony. You know what I'm saying? No. He wasn't ever married to that woman. He just had a baby with her. She really just mad because he's married to another woman. They got 3 kids and they balling. And I think the difference between her and his wife is his wife get money. The basketball player, PJ Washington. I don't know what she do, but I know she makes some money. So it's a lot easier for them to ball out when your old lady's not a liability. You know what I'm saying? She get money, so they can do X, Y, Z. It's not just him. Brittany don't do nothing. It's over for her. It's over. You know what I'm saying? You tried to latch on with this dude. Hey, man, the light-skinned, fat booty junk is over for you now. It's a new light-skinned, big booty chick on the scene. She didn't have a good run because she ain't lock herself in or nothing. She failed. She failed. A lot of them hoes fail. That's why you got to teach your daughters right. Them hoes fail. Every time. No, see, they don't. It's a fail. See, they think the win is the child support payment. The win is if you can get him to marry you. And then if you divorce him, then it's a win. The child support is not a win. That's why they trying to get the child support up, because they trying to get what a wife would get. Yeah, that's not a win. That's an L. Yeah, that's an L. It is what it is, man. Just show you one thing, man. It don't pay the hoe in front on the internet. Come on, dude.
And I saw Malakim come down from Shamaheem having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. He laid hold on the serpent, that old serpent which is called the devil, and Hashatan, and bound him 1,000 years.
That's right.
He cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more.
No more.
Until 1,000 years be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed for a little season.
Little season.
And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua.
I should have dropped you down to verse 7. My bad.
And for the word of Elohim, which had not worshipped the beast.
You go ahead to verse 7. I'm got to read too much.
So when 1,000 years are expired, Hashatan shall be loosed out of his prison, shall go out to deceive the nations, turn the 4 quarters of the Arats, Gog and Magog.
Gog and Magog.
To gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
Sand of the sea.
And they went up on the breadth of the earth and encompassed the camp of the saints about in the beloved city. And fire came down from Elohim out of Shamaim.
Now you can read that in Ezekiel 38 and 39. We not. This is on you. He took a wife. He don't have to go to battle. He stay up there, cheer up his wife. You know what I'm saying? He done built a new house. He got it dedicated. Let's another man get it. But let's deal with the vineyard. Isaiah 6:1. There was another thing too. I think that lady asked for like $3,000 for a cell phone and an email. What a 4-year-old need an email for? Who a 4-year-old call? You know what I'm saying? Shoot, she need that for herself because ain't nobody inquiring. She better go to McDonald's. I seen that chick, that nigga from B2K got a baby from. That bread ran out. You know what she went and did? Went and got a job. She went and got a job. No, she got an eye job, but guess what? You had Dr. Dre. You's a dumb hoe. That is the same person. Yeah, she was with Dr. Dre. Yeah, but he gay though. Man, it's a whole homosexual. Allegedly. You ain't gonna tell me he ain't turned in his man card. No, I'm telling you, man, you go find that new interview with Judge Joe Brown. You see him about to say that there, man. That man, he went off on Judge Mathis too. That Jones was hilarious. Yeah, because he said Judge Mathis was with that flag. And Joe Brown said he wasn't with that flag, and that's why he ain't on TV. He wasn't willing to promote that. Not saying that Greg Mathis did some sodomite activity, but he was willing to promote that. And Joe Brown say, man, Joe Brown a real nigga from Memphis, man. That man ain't on that. Yeah, because that's how he know, because he knew Tina Turner and Ike. That's why he said it wasn't Ike that was whooping on her. He said it was the other way around. Okay, that man been saying this. Man, that man say, man, Tina was out here pimping hoes. What you mean switch the image, man? You want the truth? You want a nigga to lie to you and make it fly to you? That's what Judge Joe Brown said. Said it was the other way around, and that Tina out here with pimping hoes. They from Memphis. That's what they do in Memphis. Besides shooting. What he's saying is the image. He's saying what you saw in that movie was not reality. That was Tina's version. Why, you believe that just because she got on there and said it? Joe Brown said in Memphis, she kept her heels on the whole neck. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your chin stay checked. I wouldn't put it past her, man. We don't know them people. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't never had no thoughts of him whooping on her anyway. Nigga put anything on TV. Nigga get on TV, say anything. Man, I don't know them people. Now, how many stories y'all done seen of people that you thought was true and you found out it was a lie later? That their life wasn't none of that. Because they told you Martin Luther King was this here. Martin Luther King ain't even his name. Man name ain't none of that. That man name is Michael King.
What was that governor of Florida?
Oh yeah, then you got the black dude got caught down south with the boy.
Yeah, he looked like a rising god.
All that. And he in the Range Rover with the boy. Cocaine, meth, boo-boo on the sheets.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What's going on here? Got a whole wife.
It was blood on the sheets.
Lavender Mary. Yeah, that man was a homosexual. They thought he was the next Obama. He was. And guess what? Every time they got a black man politician, that nigga gay. Every time. Never masculine. Or he on drugs, or he a pulpit pimp. Al Sharpton selling big coke, pulpit pimp. Federal informant. Jesse Jackson, pulpit pimp. Knocking a hole down everywhere. Man got kids all across the country. No, that man had so many outside babies, man, and they ain't make no sense. You don't know about that because they don't talk about it. But it's known. These niggas being the people do not be who you think they is, man. They say Martin Luther King was around here knocking on all the white prostitutes. All the white prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? Because he wanted that, you know what I'm saying? Wanted this lovely milk of magnesia. You know that movie? That didn't ring a bell for you? No, that ain't ring a bell for you. So I guess ain't nobody seen that parody film. Yeah, that's where that came from. That's why I got it. We say, oh, there go my lovely milk and magnesia. I say, boy, them wins, they get stupid, man. You know what I'm saying? But nah, for real though, a lot of them people, man, you have an official story and you had a real story. They have an official story with John F. Kennedy. The real story, he was knocking women down in the White House on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Not just her. She was one of them. Regular basis. Busting up their back. Everybody know it. Yeah, because she knew too much. They believe JFK was pillow talking. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? I'm trying to think of more people whose reality is not congruent with the official story. But yeah, you'll be surprised, man. Because they don't want you to have a destroyed image of certain people. Shoot, I don't think nobody knew who Epstein was till he went to jail. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't think nobody knew who he was till he went to jail.
They thought the Elijah dude was honorable.
Yeah, you got Elijah Muhammad knocking them down. Knocking them down. You know what I'm saying? Like, they thinking this man closest thing to a prophet of God that they'd ever seen. 14 years old, 15 years old, bring him around. I'm going to knock him down. And that's why the word tell you not to look at any man above that which is rich. Come on, sir.
Said in the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon the throne, high and lifted up. And
Oh, no, it's 5. It's 5. My apologies. It's 5. My bad, y'all. Isaiah 5.
Say, now will I sing to my well-beloved the song of my beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved had a vineyard and a very fruitful vineyard.
Barry say, Judge Matthew say his older brother and son is gay. Before I say, I'm going to tell you something, right? Because, you know, some people say that, right? Well, what if your son gay? I wouldn't give a damn. I'm not accepting that. See, but I say that because everybody have a problem with certain things until it's somebody you love and care about doing it, and now you'll compromise that. See, that's in my mind because the video, the dude Mark Kest, whatever it is, you know, the dude Satan Sinners, a reel popped up where he was like, "You never compromise." He was like, "Weak men compromise because they have no power." He said people in power don't compromise because they don't have to. Now, the point that he was making was, he was like, say if you come to me and say, I'll cook and you do the dishes. And he was like, oh, yeah? He said, she's like, yeah, you can do that. He said, you're going to pack your stuff and leave immediately. He said his point was what to go with people's head because they're focused on what's wrong with doing the dishes. He said, I'm not going to do your job and I'm doing my job. He said, it'd be one thing if I ask you to do my job, but I'm not asking you to do my job. So I'm not doing your job because that would be a compromise. See, the average person, mind, you're going to click the, what's wrong with doing that? No, that's a compromise because we've already set out that I'm going to do this and you're going to do that. And the minute that you come and say, I'll do this if you do that, you're asking me to put myself in a weak position. Once you put yourself in a weak position, you're going to be trampled upon. And I told you this plenty of time before, when you and a person is in a position of power, they never compromise because they don't have to. When you see Yahushua say, I'm an austere man, that's rigorously self-disciplined and uncompromising. And you know why the Lord don't have to compromise? Because he got all the power. So why would he? You only compromise when you're in, and that's just period. You only compromise when you're in a weaker position. Any of you ever been in a powerful position? I'm talking about no matter what it was, I bet you never compromised. Ever. And you know why you didn't do it? Because you didn't have to. You didn't have to. And remember, what does compromise mean by definition? Taking less than what you want. So if you're taking less than what you want, by definition, what position does that put you in? Or a weaker position. You're in a weaker position. That's why you're taking less than what you want. Because if you weren't in a weaker position, guess what you wouldn't do? You wouldn't compromise. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't do it. See, people here compromise and they go off the board. That's not about I got standards or preferences or none of that. That's got to be that I have a certain principles, a certain way, whatever the case may be. We have a certain protocol. This is what it is. This is what it's not. And I'm not compromising that. And he ain't wrong. A lot of people don't want to hear that because if we talk about it plenty of times, they don't know the definition of the word compromise. You know what I'm saying? They think compromise is just coming to an agreement. No, that's a settlement. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens in a lawsuit, what they ask you to do. Come together for a settlement. Now, in the midst of that settlement, some people compromise. But in most of the time in the settlement, it's something that both sides can agree upon. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. We have an agreement. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's not compromise if you want hamburgers, but she wants steak. But you come to an agreement and say, we're going to go to Steak and Shake. See, we've met in the middle. Compromise is you want hamburgers and she like, nah, we getting sushi, but I don't want sushi. But then you go get sushi. You just compromise because you didn't want that. You know what I'm saying? You ended up doing something you didn't want to do. That automatically imagine if you were compromised for everybody. Would you fear him? Would you respect him? Would you have, when I say respect, I'm talking about respect for his power. Because what he tell you, he say to serve him with what, Sid? He don't know. Serve him with what, Doris? Your brain falls. Tip of your tongue is crazy. Serve him with what, Lil Johnny? Fear and trembling. Now, I'm saying this here for a reason. Now, think about that, right? If you serving him with fear and trembling, that means you have respect for his what? His power, his authority. But if he compromises himself, will you have respect for his fear and his power? You would not. Now, see, I'm mentioning this here because as a man, when you compromise, guess what you just trained this woman not to do? Respect you. Because now she knows she's in an authoritative position over you because the things that you want or desire, you will capitulate and give into for the satisfaction of another, knowing that you don't want to do that. Or you shouldn't do it. You know what I'm talking about? That's right, Tavon. That's right, Ernest, man. Now, see, it's going to go past people's head because they're going to personalize it. You know what I'm talking about? You can't personalize the aspect of not compromising. Would you respect someone in authority anywhere in life if they compromise their authority to satisfy their subordinates? That doesn't gender respect. This is a power dynamic. Most of our people don't understand power dynamics, so they think that people in power should compromise all the time. That's why you'd be shocked if you see a Donald Trump who never compromises. And you know why he never compromises? Because he doesn't have to. Most of us have been in a position where you don't have any power, so where you feel like you have to compromise because you've been powerless for so long, you think that's just what you're supposed to do. So when you run across somebody who doesn't or won't, you shocked because you don't know what it feels like to, I don't have to go for that. I'm not going for that. Go for that for what? You think he arrogant and he prideful and he this and he that because you don't understand what it's like to have power to say, no, this is what it is. And you can get with it to get gone. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Yahuwah is. You can do what? Get with it to get gone. He say, choose life. I set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Therefore, choose life. But if you don't choose to get down with what I got going on, then he say, you know, my wrath be upon you. Because he's not going to compromise that to satisfy you because the minute he does, you're not going to respect him. You're not going to respect him. That's why I told you, like, them old nasty succubus type women who be in this word, who size dudes, to try to see if you'll go ahead and bust up her back. Once you knock her down, she won't respect you no more. Not you talking about no words. She already knows she your God now. And she know that. You know it subconsciously because you let your desire get the best of you. And now she knows I can rule over him because he went against his God for me. You know what I'm saying? You compromise in that instance and you don't realize once you did that, that's to your own peril. Because now you're going to be a subordinate to her for the rest of your days. Yeah, there ain't no way to live. And that's what Satan seeks to get you to do is to compromise. I mean that from the depths of my soul, man. Don't never compromise. Ain't nothing worth compromising for. Compromise and give your power away. And why would you do that? Is it really worth giving your power away? I hope them yams good enough. Because the hell you finna catch after that, I sure hope it will work. You wonder why a lot of dudes be catching hell because they be compromising all the time. That woman like this nigga. It's better for you to not compromise and stand on your square and her leave than for you to compromise and she stay and she disrespect you for the rest of your days. It's better for her to leave and you maintain your dignity. But that's what Yahuwah gonna do. He gonna maintain his dignity. He's not giving that away to make you happy. Go ahead, man.
And now will I sing to my beloved a song of my beloved touching his vineyard.
Touching his who?
Touching his vineyard.
What about that vineyard?
My well-beloved have a vineyard and a very fruitful
Tell him what
hill.
well-beloved means, man. And a very fruitful what?
Hill.
What hill is that? Jerusalem, Mount Zion. That's that fruitful hill. He said, my well-beloved. What that mean?
Indeed, that is love, amiable, well-beloved, lovable.
No, that's a different word. You did. Now, that one is just beloved. So you throw that well on there, you get it a different word. Go ahead.
Saying he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof and planted it with the choicest vines.
Notice what he said. He fenced it, which means he built up the walls of the city, got out the stones, got out the hard-hearted people, and put in the righteous in there.
And built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a wine press therein. And he looked at it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes.
Wild grapes.
And now inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Yehuda, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked at it, should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes. And now go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the heads thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down. And I will lay it waste. It shall not be pruned nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. I'll also command the clouds that they rain no rain upon it. For the vineyard of Yahuwah of hosts is the house of Yasharal.
Oh.
And the men of Yehuda is his pleasant plant.
Oh.
And he looked for judgment, but behold oppression.
Oppression.
But behold a cry.
Now we're looking at this here because we're establishing that if a man has planted a vineyard, that vineyard is who? Yasharal. Now let's go to John 15:1. So remember, when he planted you back in the land, he planted that vineyard again. So if he planted that vineyard, he can't go to war unless somebody else eat of that fruit. He built this house, he needs to swear it in. He's been betrothed to another wife, he needs to stay home with her. Not go to war. You know, the United States don't care about that. You could have got married 3 months before and you gone. Care if another man take your wife? They probably got a man, probably another man got her already. You know, that happened to a lot of dudes, man, especially, man, they be deployed. That'd be the craziest part to me. A woman marry a man in the service, know he could get deployed, and then cheat on him, talking about I was always here by myself. Well, what you thought was going to happen, huh? No, I know some of them married dudes that they don't like for that very reason. But I've heard women use that excuse. He wasn't never there. He in the service. I already know it. Yeah. They prey on it.
She said that she used to open up her Tinder app by the days.
I already know it. And listen, and dudes don't be knowing. You got dudes in the service who probably done heard stories about that and still don't be knowing. Just like they say all the women in the service hoes and don't marry. Yeah, they say that's one of the few jobs that if a woman have, you shouldn't marry her. A woman in the army, in the service period, a nurse. Yeah, they say them real. I don't doubt it because everybody I know who worked at a hospital say them women in there getting their back broke. Now I don't have no definitive information, but I ain't talking about no old folks home. Cause we was working at Shan's one day and walked up on some of them nurses talking. Boy, that nigga was hating. He said, the doctor get all the hoes, man. We can't get nothing. I'm not making this up, bro. Like, dude, going off. Because it was a woman he wanted, and one of them doctors caught her first. And he was hating. And dude told her straight up and down, in them hospitals, it's going down. And I could believe it, though.
Yeah, Jason used to tell us some stories out in that parking lot. He said, boy,
I could believe it.
You know, it'd be like 12 folks.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, Sloan, Sister Kelly. They there all. Listen, they say the majority of affairs happen with people who work together, because you usually spend more time at work with these people than you do with your spouse. You know what I'm saying? See, then when that's not your reality, you think it ain't true. But when you go outside for real, you find out real quick. Yeah. She getting her bike, bro. It's going down in here. Oh, it's like that in correctional facilities too. Getting their back broke. Because they round each other all the time. Look here, the inmates hitting them, the other COs hitting them. And then these people go home to their husbands and wives like they ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's a harsh reality. One thing you can never do, man, look here, right? Because I know a lot of women, I don't think women do that because you think about yourself. Man, you better tell yourself the truth so you can tell your son the truth. It's some real deal hoes out here. I'm talking about real deal. Just doing just like what she said. I'm looking for a nigga in the military for the benefit. She don't like this man. And he don't even have enough game to people. This woman don't like him. And she gonna marry him just long enough to get the benefits she want and divorce him and leave him miserable, living in the van down by the river. Hating life. Because he actually liked this woman and she didn't like it. Because she wanted health care. Can you imagine that? Because you wanted health insurance. Man, you marry a nigga for health insurance, man, nigga, I'll bust you upside the head with a bottle. Go get a job, ho. That's what you got to tell him. Go get a job, baby. Don't marry no nigga for no health care, man. Go get a job. Yeah, I say that there because you got to want more for yourself than to say that, and you can't use the cop out as a man to be a provider because that means you just get with anybody because there's a benefit for you. And you're going to use that man up and leave him as a shell of himself when you're done with him. Man, baby, just go get a job. Go find a career. That ain't no job. It's your job as a man not to be that stupid. You know what I'm saying? Not just take her on and feel like it's a flex this woman using you. And you don't even know man, look here, man. You know, we lived on Atlantic Beach. So, you know, we was around all them people who was in the Navy, man. Man, there was a Navy dude stayed by, man. They would do come in there punching his wife every night while he on that boat. She mad talking about they don't make enough money because he work at Domino's on the side. How much you thought a nigga in the Navy made? Yeah. Man, I felt sorry for dude because he breaking his neck every day for these people, man. For this woman in them churn. And she letting this dude come over there and bang her up every time he on the boat. He stayed there too. I'd have packed all her bags. They'd have been right there neatly at the front door. See you later, ho. That's what it would have said. I promise. Yeah, but they say that though. They say nurses and women in the service. They say stay away from them. I mean, that's coming from people in those fields. I don't know. I ain't never been in the army and I ain't worked in no hospital. Come on. But like I said, I can see that though, man. You working in the hospital, them women chasing after them doctors. You know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff. That's why a lot of dudes, like you hear a lot of dudes, that's why a lot of dudes don't want their woman to work. You know what I'm saying? For real. Just a lot of dudes just not gonna say that because they don't want her for 8 to 12 hours a day surrounded by other men. Go ahead.
Say, I'm the true vine and my Abba is the husbandman. Every branch of me that bear not fruit, he take away. Every branch that bear fruit, he purges, that it may bring forth more fruit. Now you are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine. No more can you, except you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. He that abide in me, and I in him, the same bring forth much fruit. Without me, you can do nothing.
And that's that pleasant plant. He that pleasant plant. Let's come back to Deuteronomy 20, man. Verse 8. Oh, I know, Mika, that the army take marriage seriously, but shoot, the people don't. Especially, I say, with this generation of young women in the service now, I know they freaking. Hey, this generation is different. Go ahead.
And the officer shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go and return unto his house, lest his brethren's heart faint as well as his heart.
And remember this here, right? And what did, let's get this, read it out loud. Luke 22, 25.
And he said unto them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them. They that exercise authority upon them are called the benefactors. But you shall not be so. But he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he that is chief as he that serves. For whether is greater, he that sit at meat or he that serves? It's not he that sit at meat, but I'm among you as he that serves.
Go ahead.
You are they which have continued with me in my temptations. And I appoint unto you a kingdom, as my Abba have appointed unto me, that you may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom and sit on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of the Asherah.
Go ahead.
And the Lord says, Simon, Simon, behold, Hashatana desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for you that your faith fail not. And when you are converted,
do what?
Strengthen your brethren.
And when you're what?
Converted, strengthen your brethren.
And he say, amen. Stay there. He that is fearful and faint-hearted, let him go and return into his house. But see, this is the difference. This is what the Lord gonna do for you. Isaiah 40. You know what it is. And 28. See, those of us that are strong ought to support the weak and not to please yourself. Which is what stops you, man. Which is what the Lord coming to do.
Have you not known, have you not heard that the everlasting Elohim, Yahuwah, the creator of the ends of the earth, faint not?
He don't faint.
Neither is weary, no searching of his understanding. He give power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increase strength.
That's right.
Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall.
What else?
But they that wait upon Yahuwah shall renew their strength.
Renew their
They
strength.
shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint.
Now this is the standpoint, right? He say, he that is a faint heart, let him stay lest he cause his brethren heart to faint. Because you remember in Numbers, when they went to spy the land, what happened? Yeah, the boys were scared, and it made everybody else scared. Which is why Romans 15 say what it says. Those that are strong ought to support the weak. Because if you got one faint-hearted person amongst the congregation, he can put fear in everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's why people don't like to have cowards with them. Because a coward can that stuff can infect the whole body. That's why you have to strengthen everybody. Man, look at, man, an organization is only strong as its weakest member. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't talking about weak in no other area but weakness in the heart. Tell them what faint-hearted means by that. We finna wrap this up too, because it's almost 4 o'clock. Oh yeah, we got to come back. That bother you? Does that offend you? And that's why I said that about compromising, because compromising can lead to faintness of heart, because you're doing that because of fear of losing something. Look at, man, you only compromise and lie for 2 reasons, man, and that's fear. Unless you're just a liar. You know, now some people just lie just to lie. You ever met a nigga who lied just to lie? Yeah, I hate them things. Because you know what they're going to do. They're going to give you the worst lie. That's a volunteered lie. Didn't even ask for it. Or a nigga who lied about something he didn't even have to lie about. You know what I'm saying? Nigga just come to you, just spitting them out like grapeseed, just lying. Like, the worst lie. Here's one thing when you got a nigga who you know he be lying, then you just be like, that's just, bro, he be lying all the time. But then you got those who believe they lie. So they serious with it when they tell it to you. And then every now and then you give credence to this lying bastard. Now, see, that's how Satan is. See, Satan lied for no reason. He volunteered lies that you didn't ask for. And a lot of people get caught up with him because they know he's coming to tell a lie, but it sounds good because it appeals to your lust, and you listen to it and get got. That's why people don't like people who tell the truth for real, because they don't appeal to your sensibilities. See, lies appeal to your emotions. You know what I'm talking about? Let me not even say your emotions. Let me take that back. Lies appeal to your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because see, your emotions is just how you physiologically respond to something. You know what I'm saying? If somebody hits your car, you might respond with anger. You know what I'm saying? But see, your feelings is what you perceive things to be, and they may not be true. And you like lies because they feed into your feelings. You know what I'm saying? That's why people tell me what I want to hear, because this is how you feel, and you want the reinforcement and the justification for how you feel, even though you know how you feel has nothing to do with reality. which is why you should never in the majority of conversations lead with I feel like. You should always I believe to be. I see this as so. My perspective is, because then it'll probably be rooted in something tangible, rooted in reality. When you're dealing with your feelings, you're dealing with how it relates to you, and that your feelings only got something to do with you. Ain't nobody else responsible for your feelings. Now, people can be responsible for the emotions that they might incite in you based off their behavior or words, but your feelings are your own. You know what I'm saying? And nobody else is responsible for your feelings, nor should they have to navigate or tiptoe around your feelings, because that's how you perceive reality. What I mean by feelings is somebody can say something to you and your feelings perceive that what they said meant this. And you'll disregard any other information because that's what your feelings told you. But your feelings may not be reality. And 9 times out of 10, when you let your feelings dictate what you see or hear, you won't even seek clarity to find out if that's actually what happened or what was said, because you only want to hear it and see it through how you feel. And when you hear it and see it through how you feel versus reality, 99.9% of the time, you're going to be wrong. And you might make a situation worse than what it ever needed to be. Because you heard it through your feelings. That's why I told you could be in a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? You could be in your wife. You could be in the gym. You could be on the grind. Don't be in your feelings. Sister Kelly said, marital counsel, the counselor will make you start your complaint with I feel. And that's the worst thing for you to start with. Because when you come what you feel may not be reality. See, this is where we get it twisted at, right? You can have your feelings. Your feelings are not invalid. But just because they're not invalid to you doesn't mean that they have to be valid to the world. The world doesn't have to validate your feelings because your feelings may not be reality. And that's what people get upset about when people don't validate your feelings, because now you feeling dismissed. But you may not be being dismissed. That's your personal stuff you need to navigate. That's not my job to navigate how you feel. No, absolutely not. No. And that's where you have to get the capacity, the ability to be able to harness and negotiate your own feelings. To make sure that what you feeling is rooted in reality, or is that just how you feeling or perceiving something in the moment?
The word for faint-hearted is rock. That's tender, soft, delicate, weak of heart, or tender.
Tender, you weak of heart. I mean, you're not that strong. And the reality is, everybody ain't that strong, man. You know what I'm saying? And we like to really ridicule people for not being that strong versus actually, how about you go strengthen them then if you see that they're not that strong? You know what I'm saying? When he says when you're converted, strengthen your brethren, that means there's some people that ain't that strong. You shouldn't look at somebody and be like, well, he should be strong. Well, nigga, if you got strength, how about you help him out then? Because everybody ain't that strong, man. Just like everybody ain't smart. I know we like to tell that lie, but guess what? Some people don't. I mean, they slow-minded. They ain't swift of thought. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make him a bad person. Doesn't make him nothing other than, hey, man, cuz ain't that swift with his mind. And that is a fact, that your feelings can change from one moment to the next. And that's why you can't put no trust in them. Go ahead. What we at? We got
Deuteronomy 20.
Go ahead. We got to wrap this part of the story up.
It said, it shall be when officers have made an end of speaking unto the people that they shall make captains of the armies to lead the people.
And when you come near
unto a city to fight against it,
proclaim what?
Shalom unto it.
And it shall be.
If it make you answer of shalom and open unto you, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto you. They shall serve you.
Pause. Where does lean at with the gospel? Because that's in the gospel right there. Verse 12. Read 11 and 12. So if you didn't read 12 yet, but read 11 again.
And if it shall be, and if it make you answer of shalom and open unto you, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto you. They shall serve you. And if it will make no shalom with you, but will make war against you, then you shall besiege you.
Verse 11 and 12 is in the gospel.
What was that? When he sent out the disciples and he said, they don't open the doors. That's the feet off.
Yes. What he said, right? He said, if they make the answer of peace and open unto you, he said, proclaim your peace unto it. Go get it. Matthew 10, man. You can pick it up at 5, I believe. It's just an element of what he was telling them in the law. The difference is he didn't tell them to besiege the house in the Gospels. He told them to slide. And this is just an aspect of paying attention to picking up when you see things that's in the gospel, that's in the law mentioned. And that's where you see where his testimony is validated, but also him giving the print. Because at the end of the day, he said the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual. So if he's sending the apostles out, what he's sending them out for? For war. Told you before, it's a war for souls out here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no game. He told you in Ephesians 6 what you needed to do. What he told you needed to grab. The armor, the helmet, the sword, the shield. That means you going out to war. Don't Psalms 144 say he taught your fingers to fight? So you have to look at that. If you being sent out as an emissary, if you getting sent out as a prophet, sent out as a messenger, sent out as anything for you, you are literally going to war because you're going to war for souls. You warring against the adversary and all his deceptions, the lust of the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life, all these things you going to war with. So it makes sense that he would tell them what the law says as it pertains to military service because they going to war. Like I said, they ain't warring against the army of the Philistines. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, before you read what I asked you to read, give me Ephesians 6 and 10 on general principle. That was Matthew 10 and 5, but we're going to get Ephesians 6 and 10 right now on general principle.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Elohim, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
That's right.
For we wrestle
stand against the what?
The wiles of the devil.
Tell them what wiles mean.
Methodia, that is cunning arts, deceit, craft, or trickery.
So you got to be able to stand against his skill, his deceit, all the games he playing. What else?
Say, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
What we don't do?
Wrestle not against flesh and blood.
Just like Jacob did.
But against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of Elohim.
What you got to take with you?
That you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, and having on a breastplate of righteousness.
So the first thing is you got a belt or a girdle or what?
That's the truth, and having on a breastplate of righteousness.
Now you got the breastplate. What you got the breastplate on for? What that's for? What you wear a breastplate for?
Again, heart.
To protect your heart. What else you got?
Setting your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of shalom.
That means you 10 toes flat. You won't be moved. You're going to stand in battle and fight.
Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you should be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
Now you're dealing with the fiery darts. The shield is for you to deflect any blasphemous, slanderous, contentious statements that the wicked might shoot at you. Or like I say in one of the songs, they shoot at the perfect in secret. Continue.
Saying above all, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Ruach, which is the word of Elohim.
So what the helmet for? You got the helmet of salvation. That means your mind stayed on the salvation of Yahuwah. You got the sword, which is the word to cut niggas up. Not cut them up like doctrine-wise, but what we read last night, they get slain by the word of Yahuwah. Go ahead. That's it? Now go to Matthew 10 and 5. Well, matter of fact, read Psalms 144 and 1, and then because we talking about it as forth as war. You know the Hebrew word for war, Doris? Oh, you ain't never met, bro. You know the Hebrew word for war, Lil Johnny, don't? You know somebody that's their name. But do you know who name that is? Well, if you don't know my nigga name, boy, you gotta get out. Damn, you done sat down and broke bread with the man, you don't even remember the man? I take that back. You might not know the whole name. That's how it happens sometimes. You a hell of a nigga. Can you pronounce that word, man?
Raw.
What?
Raw, man.
No, that ain't the word for woman. Generally used. That's not that. Milk 'em out. You don't remember East, man? That's his name. Brother of War.
That's unbelievable.
God damn.
Skip right over his line, man. He ain't even know.
He ain't even know, man. That nigga skipping like a little chill kid in here, man. Call you Skip to my loop. You know who that is, don't you?
That's bad.
I bet you did, man.
Not okay. But slap Eddie Hop upside the head. I was that one.
Mika said that say she got lied to when she was in the army. People have real marriages and contract marriages. And she said therapy taught her to ask for clarity. Army taught me perception isn't always reality. And it definitely ain't. Because what you perceive may not necessarily be true. But look here, it was a nigga who used to be around here about a decade ago. He asked me, like, man, I'm married. I got married in the army. Am I married? I ain't have sex with her, though. He married a dyke. I forgot why he said he married a dyke. Yeah, he married a dyke. Like he was in the army. I say, man, that's your wife, bro. You know what I'm saying? He said, I ain't get them yams. I said, I don't believe you. Man, look here, man. I done been around too. Look here. Peace, brother Joseph, man. My homeboy sister is the stud of studs. And she got 2-3 kids. You understand me? I'm talking about super stud. Unattractive super stud, too. Listen, man. The studiest of the studs every now and then, boy. She wants somebody to come in here and get you some sticky buns, boy. So I don't even believe that. Now you seen that one stud that did the interview when she was like, "You ain't a stud if you have sex with a man." Yeah, that's what he said too. He remember that. Yeah, he did it for the money. I say, man, you wild. I ain't never doing no nothing like that. Word or not. He wasn't, of course, he ain't know no word when he did it.
You said he did it for the money?
Yeah, they was in the service. Yeah, they shoot you a little bread. You know what I'm saying? That's why so many people in the service are married, but they not married because they really want to be with who they married to. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can get some off-base house and all that there. That's my point. Why they say that people in the service be hunching because it ain't what you think it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you're on the outside looking in on stuff like that, it don't seem real. But when you sit down with people who've been in it, they'll tell you, like, yeah, it goes down. I don't really be shocked because it goes down everywhere, man. People whores. I mean, let's just be honest. There's a lot of freaking niggas out here. You know what I'm saying? You know it. Am I lying? That's what we live in America. That's the only thing anybody want to do is hunt. Everywhere you go, they talk about hunting. You cut the radio on, hunting. You don't hunting. Go see a movie, they hunting. You know what I'm talking about? Cut the TV on, they hunting. You know what I'm saying? Look here, man. If you watch the doggone Tubi movie, man, I'm talking about they don't even have no shame. That John's so bad, nigga D have to cut the volume down and fast forward, man. Cut the cheering in there, cause these niggas like, come on, man, is y'all having sex in here for real? This is all porn. They're out of nowhere. Titties in the butt. What's going on? Now that's wild. She said they started to do the gay scenes like that. I'm appalled. That's why I don't watch stuff now. I ain't asked for this. I gotta see a nigga get his doogie shoot ran. I ain't asked for this. Nigga, I did not ask for this. Hey, what was that TV show with punks in the strip club, man? I heard. Man, niggas say that show was wild, bro. Well, I don't have stars, so I could have never seen it. You know what I'm saying? But man, that junk was wild, man. Yeah, the description I heard about that there, man, I'm not watching that, bro. I'm not watching that, man. Like this here, man, I think I seen one episode of the show that Terrence Howard them did. Empire, man, they did that porn stuff. I ain't watching this no more. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I would tell you, that's what that is circle back, man. Dude made this video, and it was it's 2 interviews. One you can see Clifton Powell. He just did an interview, and he was talking about this. That man said a movie producer came to him and told him he'd be a lot more successful if he was bisexual. He said, I done reached all the success I can get. He said, I maxed out. Yeah. That's him. Everybody thought that was George Clinton, and that's Clifton Powell in the California Love video. When he was like, can you dig it? Everybody thought that was George Clinton. That's Pinky. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, man. He said he been sized by male movie executives plenty of times. Like, he didn't let it be known, like, hey, man. Craig Smith was saying the same thing. He said his issue is not that they gay. It's the fact that you make people think you could come to Hollywood and you're going to make it on your talent instead of saying, hey, man, you're going to get further if a nigga bust up your back. Just say that. Because why is this not out in the open? And then me find out I can only go so far unless you slap me with a salami. You know what I'm saying? Now, Judge Joe Brown did his interview, and he was saying, you know, that they don't talk about the homosexual casting couch, which is probably bigger than the heterosexual casting couch. And then, of course, the Terrence Howard interview, man, when he said straight up and down, you can't never turn in your man card, because he ain't never told you no lie, man. Once you give up your manhood, man, you can't never go back. You know what happened when you give up your manhood, man? You give up your godhood, boy. But we can't turn around and say you made in the image and likeness of God, and then you say God a punk. That's why I be tripping when people talking about God made. No, he didn't. That man don't want no wee in his butt. That's right. If you made in his image and likeness, you just say he a homo. He say, hey man, he a real. He like Clifton Powell. If I gotta relate to you like that, well, hey man, I maxed out on relatability. Maxed out. See, the issue is not that you're gay. It's the fact that you want people to accept it no matter what. Just go be gay. You being gay ain't got no bearing on me. But I'm not finna accept that because you want me to accept it. But you know what's funny? You people got a problem with somebody accepting somebody being gay, but you won't accept the pedophile. Well, I'm saying this because if it's somebody in that pedophile family who still fool with him, they'll be mad at them for cutting off that pedophile, for not cutting him off. Because most people, if somebody come up in their pedophile, everybody in the family, for the most part, gonna cut him off. But there's still gonna be some people in the family, no matter what he did, that's my cousin, that's my brother, that's my son, I'm gonna still send him some bread, I'm gonna see about it. Are they wrong for doing that? Because if it's the reverse and your son come home and he talking about his name was George, now I call him Nancy, and Pop say, nigga, don't bring your faggot behind back around here no more. You feel like he wrong. Now, I'm not saying that to condone pedophilia. What I'm saying is that people gonna fool with who they fool with. And if you choose to fool with somebody, that's your business. But don't get mad at me because I don't want to fool with it. Because I ain't fooling with a pedophile. I ain't fooling with a punk, a bull dagger. Man, I'm good on that. I'm not condoning it. I'm not fooling with an adulterer or a whore. You want to hit all the hoes, knock them down. I'm not co-signing that, though. And I ain't rolling with you neither. Yeah, I can't do it. Can't do it. Come on. And you got to be like that all the way around the board. Don't pick and choose what iniquities you cool with, but because it's somebody you love and like, now all of a sudden it's not a big deal to you. Now I need to be a big deal to you all the time. And that's what most people get in trouble at, because if it's a family member or a friend, you'll turn your head. You throwing up over there?
Make sure.
What you got going on, man? Go ahead, Sid.
Say, Baruch be Yahuwah my strength, will teach my hands to war and my fingers to fight.
That's it. That's it. That's all I wanted you to hear. He teach you what?
Teach my hands to war
And my fingers to fight. So Matthew 10 and 5.
So these 12, Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter you not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Yasharal. And as you go, preach, saying, the Malkuth Shamahim is at hand, heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely you have received, freely give. Provide neither gold nor silver nor brass in your purses, nor scrip for your journey, neither two coats, neither shoes, nor yet staves, for the workman is worthy of his meat.
Go ahead.
And to whatsoever city or town you enter, inquire in it who is worthy, and there abide till you go thence. And when you come into a house, salute it. The house be worthy.
If you come into a house, do what?
Salute it.
When you come not to a city to fight against it, and proclaim what? Peace unto it. Go ahead.
Say, if the house be worthy, let your shalom come upon
And
you.
it shall be if it make you answer a peace and open unto you, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto you, and they shall serve you. What did he say?
But if it be not worthy, let your shalom return to you.
And if they will make no peace with you, but will make war against you, then you shall besiege it. Go ahead.
Say, whosoever shall not receive you nor hear your words, when you depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Truly I say unto you, it should be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city.
Now I want y'all to hear something, right? I want you to see what a tributary is. When you look at tributary in that verse, that's mass, meme, and samad. Forced laborers, task workers, levy taskmasters, forced service, slave gang forced service, so on and so forth, tribute, and enforced payment. And the instance of what's in Matthew 10 is tribute. Because what he told them, don't take no bag or no script. He said, because they'll pay you tribute for what they're doing. Now, when he tell them to besiege it, that's sword, sod, u, and raj. To confine, to camp, to bind. But in this one, to show hostility, to be an adversary, to treat as a foe. So in this instance, when he tell you to depart, you treating them as a foe or an adversary because they're hostile to you. So therefore, when you dust your feet off, you showing I'm gonna be hostile to you. Now that's if you're preaching the word. You're just supposed to. It's a different scenario. That's just not a nigga in the street don't agree with what you're saying, and you like I'm gonna besiege you now. He talking about when he sent them out into the streets to preach the word, they were going to people's houses, from one house to the next house. Actually, he told them not to go from house to house. He said, if somebody invites you in to stay at your house, to stay at their house, he say, stay there. And whatever they put before you, eat it. Because the workman is worthy of his hire. But if someone refused to hear what you had to say, then he was like, you know what? Dust your feet off, their enemy to you and go. That's something that you don't really see now. But back then, that's what they did. These men would be preaching in certain cities, and they would go from house to house, preaching the gospel to people. Not only that, but then going to the synagogue and the temple on the set days that they went to the synagogue and the temple, along with like how Paul had it, or they would have a house and people would come to their house and get the word like that. You know what I'm saying? Or like what you've seen with the apostles, them going from house to house. Now there were synagogues, and of course you had the temple, but the temple was a different spot. Synagogues is something that didn't come about till after Babylon. They didn't really have the word synagogue is in the text. It's in Psalms, actually. Hold on. Psalm 68, if my memory serves me correctly. Or 74. When it said they said in their hearts, let us destroy them together. They have burned up all the synagogues of Elohim in the land. And synagogues is just moed. You know what that means, don't you? That's just an appointed place or the tent of the meeting. So that's all a synagogue is. It's an appointed place. An appointed place where they gather, but it's different than the temple. You know what I'm saying? Because the temple is a sanctified place. The temple is, of course, where we looked at last night, where the veil is. where the Ark of the Covenant was, where the mercy seat was. They could go to the synagogue every day, but the temple is where the sacrifices were done at, all that type of stuff. And you didn't necessarily have to be a high priest to navigate in the synagogue. Where we at? Matter of fact, I think that's what we'll stop at. We'll stop at verse 12 for that point. We'll say hallelujah for Yahushua in the word. I appreciate y'all time this afternoon. I broke you out the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. And Yahuwah willing, man, we'll be back at 8 o'clock for part 2. So yeah. So Yahuwah willing, till then. What's up, bro? You all right? Remember, that's 8 o'clock Eastern time. We'll be back. Okay. Thank you.